do you want to start by telling us your name?
Humberto,
Humberto, you're not an actor, right? We didn't pay you to do this here today. You're an actual client of ours, right?
yes.
Okay. So Humberto, before we met, what were the biggest concerns you had about your retirement?
My main concern was to invest my money and not seeing my money grow. I looked for CDs that could give me what I was hoping to get, but the CDs are very low. I started looking for an investment that would pay me a higher interest.
Okay. So you were more concerned about growth rather than income, right?
Yes.
It sounds like you have some experience with CDs. What did you not like about the CDs that you were dealing with?
I didn't like the CDs because the interest rate is not very high. You only
Okay.
pay 3%, 2%.
Yeah, that's not even enough to keep up with inflation, right?
Right. The
Yeah.
highest I've seen was 4%,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's not even enough.
And with those, you probably had to tie your money up, right? You couldn't access any of it, right?
No. Once you open a CD, it's locked for the time that you commit yourself. 6 months, a year, 3 years.
Right.
You cannot withdraw. If you do, you will lose your interest because of penalties.
And to you, is it important to have some access to that money while it's growing to be able to utilize for, certain
Yes,
things?
because I use that extra money to take vacation. Instead of spending out of my own money, I spend it on the interest that I gain from my investment.
Why not just put your money in the stock market versus, anything else? I guess what worried you about the stock market?
Well, stock market is not guaranteed,
Okay.
and it takes too long to wait for a stock to give you the gains that you hope to get. Sometimes it takes 2 years for a stock to go up to that amount of dollars so you can gain your investment.
Right.
And
Okay.
2 years is a long time.
Do you feel like that's a long time because of your age, or do you feel like, being an older man, it's less attractive to put your money into risky things like that?
No, age has nothing to do with it. I invest some of my money on options. I make a couple of $100 a day. There's times that I lose $1,000 a day.
So
So
even though you make money, sometimes you're losing, and it sounds like you're
right,
often losing considerably more than you're making, right?
right, right.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So sometimes I break even. Sometimes I lose more than what I make in a month.
Mm.
So this is not working for me.
There's got to be a better way, right?
Yeah, so I figured that an annuity is fixed, right? At the end of the year, you know you're going to get that amount of money.
Exactly, yeah. So Humberto, at this point in your life, I guess keeps you up at night financially. Like, is there anything specific that you worry about at this point in your life?
I have CDs that is paying me 4%. That's not the growth that I'm looking for on my investment. You
Mm,
know,
okay.
I want something much higher because instead of taking my vacation today, I have to wait until next year.
What do you mean by that? Maybe you can just
Well,
tell me.
I mean, because my money is not growing,
Mm-hmm.
I have to wait until I get that amount to take my vacation.
Right. So the money's growing too slow, it sounds like, right?
Right. The
Which
money is
means,
growing too slow, so I have to wait another 6, 7 months to get that amount so I can go on vacation.
right, okay.
My checking doesn't pay they pay about 0.2% if I'm lucky. So I'm trying to look for I have another 100,000 that I'm looking to invest. Someone told me that a good investor does not invest all his money in one basket. I have 50,000 in my CD. That's going to at 4%, that's going to give me like 3,000 something for 7 months
Mm-hmm.
or maybe less.
Yeah.
So I have to wait another 7 months or 12 months to make that money so I can go on vacation because it's going to take at least $5,000 to run.
And yeah, I mean, who really wants to wait, right? We don't know what things are going to be like in a year from now, right?
That's true.
Yeah. So, Humberto, kind of talking about, the work that we've done for you so far, what was it that made you decide to work with me and, work with my company instead of someone else?
Well, I decided to work with you because I saw on you that you were very knowledgeable of what you were talking about. And you gave me the confidence that my money was safe. It was guaranteed to get that amount every year, the $5,000.
So when you like talk to other people in the industry, did they not seem as knowledgeable or did they not instill that same level of confidence in
No,
you?
they other people would tell me, "Oh no, we can't guarantee uh, the market. You should go with this guy if he guarantees."
Okay. Yeah.
So I said, "I am. If the market goes down, I won't lose my money. If market goes up, I make money. So what better investment is that? And that's what made me invest my money with you. When you explain it to me that if the market goes down, I won't lose my money. It gets locked. You convinced me, and my money was safe.
Awesome. Well, Humberto, what stood out the most about the process that we walked through together and the way that we kind of showed you these different things?
For one thing, the $5,000 bonus was one thing that you mentioned. That made me get going. Well, I get $5,000 right from the beginning. That's awesome. That was the other thing that made me invest my money with you, the bonus.
Well, I appreciate you being so straightforward and, honest about that. So now that we have this annuity in place for you, what would you say is different about your life or your financial situation now that you have that in place?
Like I said, I am trying to grow my money, and having my money in my checking account and on CDs. Right now, I got a few more months, and the CDs are going to go down according to the representative at the bank.
The rates are getting lowered across the board pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Yeah, the federal interest
The
rates
the
are going down.
I saw it on TV when I went to the bank. The rate that I got for my CD at 4% is now 3.90.
Yeah. How do you feel knowing that they can just lower the rate on you like that?
Well, what are you going to do? We can't do anything.
Yeah, if you're to keep your money there in the bank, there is nothing else you can do except look for alternatives, really, right?
Right. I just have to look to find someone that can give me a better rate and the safety of my money.
Absolutely. So, talking about the annuity that we put in place for you already, how has your peace of mind changed knowing that you can't lose money in the market?
Very peaceful. I know my money is safe, and now I can sleep at night. Not worrying about how much money I'm going to lose this month.
Was that something that kind of stressed you out before?
Yeah, I hate to lose money. I work hard for my money. Just to lose money out of thin air, I can't see it. I work hard for that money. I deserve to invest on something to give me growth. A good investor told me that never invest all your money in the same basket.
Why do you think it is that an investor would tell you to diversify?
Because he said that if you invest your money in one basket and the market takes a hit, look how much money you're going to lose.
Right. That's supposing that your money is in a basket where it can lose money, right? How do you think that applies if you're investing in a vehicle that has no risk of loss if the market does go down?
I think it's great. When you are investing on a vehicle that if it goes down and you don't have no losses, I think that's great.
Absolutely.
That is great.
Yeah. So What are you able to do now or plan or enjoy that you weren't confident about before? I know you mentioned a vacation, and that's something that's real important to you.
I'm planning to go on vacation next year, and I want to go to Portugal,
Okay.
buy me a property over there. So I want to be able to have the money to buy this property.
And last question for you, Humberto. If someone were watching this and they were still unsure about working with me or my company, what would you tell them?
I would tell them that don't judge the book by the cover. You need to understand all the details of this investment. You get 5,000 bonus right from the beginning,
Hmm.
and your money is safe. You don't have no losses. When the market goes up, you start getting growth on your money. So what a better investment do you want?
Absolutely. Well, now, you said something that kind of stuck out to me, that don't judge a book by its cover. What did you mean by that?
Well, a lot of people like to judge something without knowing all the details.
Oh, okay.
If you want to judge a book, you got to read the book,
Right.
then judge it.
Okay.
Don't judge the book by the cover, the way it looks like.
Hmm.
That's what I can tell them. For them to judge your company or you that your investment is not good, that's a very poor judgment on their side, you know,
Right.
because either they don't know everything about the investment, they don't know nothing about your company, or they just don't care.
I think the problem sometimes is that there's a lot of misinformation about annuities out there, right? I think you've probably heard some things about annuities before we talked, right?
Yes.
What kind of things had you heard?
Well, I heard annuities, especially the bad ones, has a lot of fees. And by the time you take your money out, you actually didn't make any money at all in your investment
Hmm.
because of the fees.
The annuity that we set up for you today, were there any fees in that?
No, I didn't see no fees. That's the thing. There is fees if you withdraw your money early than what you commit yourself to. If you commit yourself, if you withdraw your money before a year's time, then yes, there's going to be fees. And but if you wait until a year, then there's no fees.
Right.
That's a good investment. No
Absolutely.
fees. Like you said, you can withdraw 10% every year without paying fees.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, so 10% penalty-free withdrawals each and every year. So like you said, if you commit to the term, you don't pull all your money out early, there are no fees, and you have the ability to access the funds.
Right, right. So to me, that's a wonderful investment.